I have a poster that I love that says it says sex wasted is wasted sex. Okay? And I think that sums it up really well. When people are drinking, especially as it tends to be in our college culture, our university kind of culture, when students are drinking or anyone's drinking, alcohol lowers your your ability to make good decisions, to maybe look down the road to what your decision you're making now might have consequences later. And then also alcohol contributes to violence in some cases. So when you start looking at combining alcohol and possibly other drugs, we know that there are other drugs out there that can be put into people's drinks, and and that takes it even to a different level. But once your decision making is compromised, your ability to make decisions well, then you can run into all kinds of problems. I think most people don't know that it's easier to contract an STD when you're drinking because your immune system is compromised. So right there, they may not know that they're at more risk for an exposure and a contraction of an STD right off the bat, just from drinking. Then I think a lot of students have the right idea in mind. We're going to go as a group, and we're going to leave together as a group. But again, once all that alcohol starts going, people start having a good time, feeling good, they tend to kind of forget those things. And all of a sudden people are on their own. Maybe they meet somebody and hook up, or whatever that term is. But I think a lot of times those plans, those safety plans, don't actually happen. They have good intentions. So in terms of alcohol and making bad decisions about sex, well, we know people drink and drive. That's a horrible decision. So to think that someone who's really, really drunk might use protection or use it correctly, probably not a good chance. So even using alcohol, even having the information, even knowing how to protect yourself, that's another thing that alcohol helps you out with. You don't want to do stuff like that. All of a sudden, even though you have the information, you know how to protect yourself. If you're drunk, it's not as important. So, or you may know how to use protection properly, but because you're drunk, you don't. So it can lead to a lot of those kinds of problems. I would say that probably not every student, but a large number of students that come talk to me about referrals for testing for STDs and those kinds of things, there's been some alcohol involved. Other ramifications, unintended pregnancies, and then again what we've talked about, the STDs, HIV. If a poor decision because of your drinking leads you to have unprotected sex and you become infected with HIV, that's a long-term death sentence, but that's another poor decision, another possible outcome of drinking and not making those good decisions, not making those connections. I also can tell you that, of the people who are sexually active, doesn't necessarily mean that they're drinking, but of the people who are sexually active in any area, but including on this campus, of those who are sexually active, half of them have been exposed to an STD of one type or another and has had to have treatment or, currently has something that they're living with now.